Yo, what's up guys, Emi here. Welcome back to another visual novel. Today's visual novel is called Trick and Treat. So it's your typical horror visual novel based on Halloween. Let's get started. Alright, so it's free to play. Check it out on Steam. It's free to play, man. Like, just why in the heck not check it out? So pretty much it sums up, you're stuck in a forest and you gotta try to get out. It depends on choices you choose. If you choose the wrong choice, you pretty much end up dying. So let's get started. The sound of our steps, combined with that of the occasional nocturnal animal, is the only thing we can hear. It's terribly dark in this place. The dense vegetation makes it impossible to see the sky or light from the moon. Our flashlights are the only things that light up our way. At times like this, one begs to not run out of battery. We walk without knowing what we are really looking for, or better said, for no reason. We are just a group of boys bored with our lives, trying to create a lasting memory on this night, instead of just staying home doing nothing. Today is October 31, All Hallows Eve. What? Hallowees? What? I don't know. Hallows? All Hallows Eve, better known as Halloween. Okay. 3 young men walk through a dark, but up till now, nothing special for us. What? Me being one of them. 3 young men walk through a dark. I'll fix it up. 3 young men walk through a dark forest, but up until now, nothing special appears. I don't know, man. Screw it, man. We are doing it to prove our courage. It's too bad there isn't a girl here to see how brave we are. Seeing it like that, one could say this is a meaningless effort. For a moment, I stopped to look at my watch. It's 1:49 AM. That means we have been walking aimlessly for more than 2 hours now. I'm sure that many people would find a place like this terrifying. But once you get used to it, the fear disappears, making it feel like normal. What makes us afraid of the dark is that we cannot know what hides in it, what lurks in the shadows. But this is clearly an empty darkness. At that moment, I sigh, feeling how tired my legs are. There's a lot of mistakes, typos. What is the point of being here? Clearly we had already demonstrated what we wanted. It would be best to return. I should tell them. Okay. I was about to speak when suddenly the atmosphere in the forest becomes strange. Suddenly a cold chill runs through my body. It was like my other chill except it was not going away. For no reason, the air's temperature dropped from one second to the other. So much so, my breath becomes visible, turning into a mist. It doesn't end there. The air is now filled with a rotten smell, just a little short from being unbearable. Images of worms and flies soon appear in my mind, giving me a really unpleasant feeling. We all stop at that moment. What's happening? I asked, confused, while turning to look at my friends. By the expression on their faces, it was easy to know that they were just as lost as I was. It was then that we heard footsteps nearby that did not come from any of us. We all got dead quiet after that. I don't know if it was out of fear or to check if it was or not a mistake, but we stayed motionless like statues without making a noise, just looking at each other's faces, wondering the same thing. Okay, I don't know how his friend sounds like. What was that? What is happening? As if I could know. We heard the steps again. They clearly belonged to a human, or at least to a large animal. But there is something strange about them. It sounds as if the person walking... It sounds as if the person's walked dragging one foot. Just thinking about it made me shiver. Damn! Why is this happening? It makes no sense. We should have returned home before, but now it's too late to regret it. I have the feeling that we are being stalked by someone. The strange footsteps stop, but I'm still feeling the presence nearby. I don't know where it is, but I know that it's looking at me. That cursed thing is looking at me. My heart is my heart is beating anxiously. It's almost as if my body was telling me to get out of there. But strangely, my friend seemed unable to perceive it. "It seems that it's gone. It must have been just an animal," said one of them, convinced that we were safe. I would like to believe that too. We had a sigh of relief. However, bad luck would soon strike us again. Do we get to see the face? Unexpectedly, the forest becomes darker than before in just a blink of an eye. But that wasn't the fault of the forest, but of our flashlights, which went out. Of the three, only one, mine, was still working. "What's going on? Did the batteries die?" asked one of them, scared, while we both beat them desperately, as if that was going to revive them. I can't blame them. The idea of walking in the darkness was not pleasant for anyone. But after a few moments, we had no choice but to resign ourselves to that. Once more, the sound of our footsteps is heard. But the silence is different now. We are not quiet because we have nothing to say, but because we are afraid. We continue walking despite the fear that invades us. Visibility is almost zero, but we have no choice. In the fury, we were walking back looking for the exit, but I cannot remember anything of this forest. We could be walking in circles, and I would have never noticed it until it is too late. I hate the thought of it. I just want to get out of it. Suddenly my thoughts are silenced. We hear the footsteps of someone or something. Once more the three of us become statues awaiting their presence to go. I hold my breath while feeling my heart beating anxiously. Damn! Get away from here and leave us alone! Unexpectedly, the steps are heard closer. This time they do not disappear but rather come to us. I can't stand it. Desperately I move my flashlight everywhere looking for the author of these footsteps, hoping for the light to reveal their identity and erase our fears. Nothing. Is that all there is around here? Just empty air? My anxiety grows with each failed attempt. I refuse to believe that it was a ghost. Suddenly, when I move the flashlight again, I see a silhouette. I could not distinguish what it was, but for a moment the light revealed something. Quickly, I point to the same place only to discover it was gone. I hold my breath anxiously. It was not an illusion. I am sure that I saw something. It was then that I hear something nearby, without even thinking I am the light towards that place. Sorry if I have some English mistakes, so yeah. What I found leaves us paralyzed with an expression of disbelief on our faces. It is a white cat with eyes of an intense red, which stands before us. Her look is not the friendliest, to say something. Somehow I get the feeling it's a female cat. Suddenly she lets out a thunderous meow that leaves us terrified. It sounded more like a lion roaring than a simple cat. The echo of her meow is heard throughout the forest, making it sound more sinister than it should be. It was then that suddenly an unexplicable force hits us free. Slickable? Did I say it? I fall to the ground, and little by little my eyelids close. The fatigue becomes unbearable. Whoa. I lose consciousness on the ground of the forest without knowing what was going to happen with me. Okay. Before night falls, interlude. So, what's happening now? So as before, it is a day like any other, so normal, that it was almost painful. The only special thing that could be said about it is that it's October 31st. 31st? Far were the memories when I was a kid and went out with my friends to ask for sweets from house to house. So just remembering, it made me sigh. I feel nostalgic. Some things were better when I was a child, or at least seems like that. There were some who had good costumes, whether of superheroes or monsters. My friends and I, on the other hand, had to use our imagination. Creativity was our costume, you could say, no matter how funny it could sound. I remember that my mother once painted red on my face and told me you will be the devil. But it seems only she saw it in that way. When we went from home to home, everyone said I was the tomato man. But those things didn't matter to me since we always had a good time. If I asked for candy now, even if I had the best costume, I'm sure no one would give me anything. Except perhaps a scolding for acting like a child when I am 17 years old. But anyway, I can't stay in the past. I must live in the present, no matter how little exciting that might be. Back to reality. We are a group of friends who don't have any plans for today. We are still not old enough to go to a disco. And I doubt guys as us would have any luck in that environment. The other option would be to go to a party, meet girls, and have fun. Everything perfect, except that nobody has invited us. Not being popular has its disadvantages. Hey Axel, let's have a couple matches. What do you say? My friend Steven called my attention while playing with the game console. Rushard, I believe that's what the game is called. A fast and quite complicated fighting game for me. I would normally agree to play with him, but for some reason I don't feel in the mood today. I have no desire to play now. I replied with discouragement. I almost feel bad for doing it. Boring. The AI is no rival for me. Steven said with confidence. That you're playing on normal difficulty does not help your argument. I don't feel like losing, but if you want, you can challenge to Alfred. I said, leading the attention to my other friend. I don't know how to play that, answered Alfred, doubting for a second. I don't know if I can use different voice acting, man. He is sitting behind the PC, but it seems that he isn't doing anything interesting. The screen only shows a lot of text. I think he is in Wikipedia. Why are you in Wikipedia? Really? Hey, don't you have something more fun to do? I asked with discouragement, without even thinking about what he was reading. Alfred looks at me surprised. The actual problem of society is that people are not interested in discovering their history. He's one of those pseudo, how do you say that? I don't know, man. Intellectuals, always looking for any rare information to appear smarter than others. When we forget our past mistakes, we are doomed to repeat them, he added later. What are you talking about? This village is small. Its story is not interesting at all. Nothing outside of the norm has ever happened in it. Alfred laughs mockingly after hearing that. Your ignorance is worthy of praise. I don't know how I can make different voices. He pauses, filling his chest with pride. The very fact that it is a small town is the reason it's full of mysteries. Did you know that 20 years ago, on this date, a man has disappeared? So, what about it? I asked without being impressed or even interested in the least. Things like that happen all the time in all places. As I've thought, you don't know the history despite living in this very place. Alfred said while adjusting his glasses in an arrogant gesture. There is a legend behind their disappearance, that is what I was reading. After listening to him, I looked back at the computer screen with curiosity. It's then that I noticed that it was not Wikipedia, but some other page. Come on, read this and learn a little, Alfred said, inviting us to read what was on the screen. Both Stephen and I moved closer to read it. Town of Abingdon, Oxfordshire, country, 1994. Oxfordshire? I don't know how to say it. I came to this town with only 4,000 inhabitants to support them in an investigation. Truth is that never in my life have I seen something this strange. I won't say your typical detective-ish nonsense that I have seen thousands of strange things in my life. I've seen many crimes, yes, some difficult to solve, but all of them were human. Even if you don't know how they managed to perpetrate the crime, you know that they were people like anyone else. In this case, I don't think I'm able to say the same things. truth is that I can't understand what happened. I was called for the disappearance of a man named Matthew Graham, 23 years, single. The last time he was seen, he was returning home from a Halloween party. He had drank alcohol but was still sober. At least that's what witnesses said. Anyway, this is not something which can be explained with a simple drunkenness. He apparently got lost on the way home and decided to enter the forest called Oakwood. Had rained yesterday, so the ground was wet and muddy. We could easily find his traces, which were leading deep inside the forest. Apparently, he walked for 3 hours before stopping. I say stop, but the truth is we don't know what happened then. The tracks suddenly ended up in a clearing in the forest. And that's all. There was no evidence of struggle, no other trace or pieces of clothing on the ground. There was no blood, no more footprints, or anything else. The depth of his last footprints and the position they were indicated that he was still walking. No point he stood still. It was as if he had vaporized in the air, with all his clothes, in the middle of his walk. Obviously, I can't believe such a thing, but I can't give another explanation. The only thing I remember is that near the footprints I sensed a faint smell of rot. However, there was no animal corpses nearby. It is ridiculous to think he suddenly to decay and became earth. In the end, the case was closed in just 3 days. With no evidence of any kind, we couldn't say anything but that he decided to escape from the village. However, while officially there was no more to do, I couldn't sleep in peace. Thinking about what could have happened to him took away my sleep. In my mind, I thought all sorts of theories. Like maybe everything was a plan developed by Matthew, but in the end, they all seemed impossible. I decided to investigate more on this issue. I searched the town for similar stories, and to my surprise, I found 4 more, all young men. The story was always the same. They walked into the forest alone, disappearing without a trace. Even more is curious that all of them disappeared on the same date, October 31. But there is more. A detail that completely eliminates the possibility that there is a killer or kidnapper behind this, and that is the separation of the years. Roger Bacon disappeared in 1924. Mitchell Smith disappeared in 1867. Jason Black disappeared in 1813. And the worst of all, Oswald Taylor disappeared in 1707. It simply couldn't be possible. My curiosity led me to dig deeper. I thought that the answer may be in the past of the forest. It was then when I discovered that what seemed to be simple and boring forest actually hid a great story. Before it was called Oakwood or Oaks Forest, the place was called Witchwood. The word witch, or witch, I think it's witch, was huge similarity with witch. Taking into consideration that is an old name and language changes over time, that indicates that it was the forest of witches. Apparently, more than 400 years ago, the people of the village believed witches lived in the woods. Unfortunately, almost all of the information is already lost. There were stories told in voice, without a properly written record. I just know that with the change of religion to Christian, people stopped seeing the witches with good eyes and began to hunt them. Apparently, the last one before her death cast a curse on the forest, which even today should continue to exist. Anyway, obviously I cannot accept something like that is the answer. In the end, I have no other choice than accepting that each one of them escaped from the village, using the legend of the forest to make it look like it was something supernatural. That was really long. Jesus, man. Interesting story. I didn't know that such story was hiding in this town. I said honestly surprised. Even if it is a lie, it managed to hold my interest. Wait, there is something more, Alfred said. At the same time, he scrolls to the comments. We read what is written there. A couple of comments caught our attention. Both of them talk about some creature. At that time, they felt horrible fear for what could happen to them. Well, the 2 comments share great similarities, but they could have written by the same person. There are many others that deny it. Looks like many people went to the forest because of the legend, but couldn't find anything. I thought that you only read these things to look more cool before the girls, replied Stephen as a joke. Alfred giggled with a little shame. Partly, yes. He admitted it. That was a secret everybody silently knew. Well, now we have an activity for tonight. Stephen said at the same time. He makes a face overflowing with enthusiasm. What? I was completely lost. I thought we were just killing time. Simple. Let's go to that forest. Stephen replied without hesitation. He seemed really fascinated by the story. Are you insane? Said Alfred, unable to believe what he just heard. You only need to look at his face to know he did not like the idea. Despite everything you heard, you want to go. Of course. It would be a test of courage among us three, replied Stephen, full of confidence. Perhaps too much. He should relax a bit. Don't tell me you're afraid. No, why should I be afraid? Answered Alfred. At the same time, he holds his arms, making a false gesture of security. It's more than obvious that you are afraid, Alfred. Almost as much as when you have to talk with a girl. And what about you, Axel? Don't tell me you won't come. Suddenly, Stephen asks me, at the same time looking at me mockingly. Don't tell me you want to be in the chicken of the group. I hate the tone of the voice he used. I will never give you that. I said without thinking, showing a confident smile and look. Well, let's not say more. Take your coats, backpacks, flashlights, and some food. We're going to the forest. Stephen said, full of energy. Alright. I don't have energy to say that, man. We three said in unison, as if we were going to have some kind of private party. Not really knowing that we were doing, or what we were going to find. It's kind of 2:13 a.m. It's kind of 3 a.m. in the morning I'm doing this, so I don't think I might have much spirit. I wake completely confused, not knowing how much time had passed. My head hurts like hell, but I can't blame it. Fortunately, the pain goes away quickly, just as my confusion. Soon I come back to my senses. My flashlight is lying on the ground, shining towards the empty air. I immediately pick it up. It was my only protection against the darkness that surrounds me. Then I remember that Stephen and Alfred were with me. Stephen! Alfred! Can you hear me? Without thinking, I screamed their names in the dark while trying to find them with my flashlight, but there was no trace of them. They were gone. Where the hell are they? And what the heck just happened? I really don't understand anything. Shit. We should have stayed at home. This is not a proof of courage. We could be in danger. Have to find them. Oh, is this where the choices come in now? Or do I even choose choices? Like, I heard in the reviews that there is choices. Depending on which you choose, you might die or live. Little time has passed since I started to look for my friends, and I already can't stand this place. I'm going crazy in this forest. The darkness that covers it is unnatural. It is darkness that steals your own sanity, replacing it with anxiety. To make it worse, the air is damp and cold as in winter, carrying a strong, rot smell. As if there were corpses of animals hidden throughout the forest. The atmosphere in this place is oppressive. With every step you take, it makes you more uncomfortable. Since I started to look for my friends, I felt that something is watching me, but there is nothing. I sigh with my voice full of frustration. I just want to get out of here. I continue walking, devoid of any hope. No matter where I look or how much I walk, I find nothing. I cannot even hear the sounds of animals. Rather, it seems they are already dead and rotting. No, I have to calm myself, I said to myself. I stopped for a moment to rest. I breathe deeply, but the rotten air of this place does me no good. Immediately, I start to cough as if I had something stuck in the throat. Shit! What am I going to do? This cursed forest seemed endless, and even if by miracle I could escape, I cannot abandon Stephen and Alfred. I'm really screwed up. Again, I sigh, feeling on the verge of tears. My frustration is building up, but I have to do my best to keep calm. If I fall into despair, then there is no doubt I'll be joining the list of missing persons. In the end, I decide to keep walking. Step by step, I should get somewhere. At least I was convinced that staying in the same place would not do me any good. Even if it was only to deceive myself, feeling that I am doing something, I wanted to continue walking. Time passes without any changes. Only the sound of my footsteps can be heard. Knowing that as soon as you stop, you will be surrounded by a dead silence is a good incentive to keep walking. But my legs were already hurting. Suddenly I hear a crack at my feet. Instantly I take a step back and look below to see what made that sound. What is this? I whispered to myself, surprised, discovering that I had stepped on an animal bone. I believe that it's from an animal, although I do not rule out the possibility that it belongs to a person. But for my own good, I prefer not to think about that. An expression of anguish is drawn on my face. It is best to ignore. I have to keep walking. Suddenly my flashlight reveals something. Without hesitation, I point towards it again. What's up, guys? This is gonna be a very long explanation. Please listen, please hear me out. This is part of the story. I wanna make you just understand the story more. So pretty much this game, Trick and Treat, there is 8 endings. So I just want to get it straight to it. Every choice is an ending. So that choice is the first choice of the game. So the first choice, it just pretty much says, you ignore the cat that's on the ground, or you pick her up. So if you pick her up, it leads to another choice. But if you ignore the cat, you end up going to this cabin and you meet a mysterious girl and you die there. That's the first ending. So let's move on. Let's go back to after we pick up the cat. After you pick up the cat, you will... I'm trying to remember all. After you pick up the cat, you have a choice where the cat gets angry at you, it lashes at you, and then you have a choice to confront the cat or just run away from it. If you want to get your second ending, run away from it. Run away from it until what happens, you just find your way back, your mates find you, and that's it, finish. You go back home. But if you end up confronting it, you'll get to more choices where, you'll get choices where you could either, when she's still let's say unconscious, she starts to move, the cat starts to move, and then you had a choice to kill her or just carry her, just keep on going. I forgot what's happened, but it's either something like keep on going or you just kill her now, because you thought she was the curse that started all this. So if you want to get your what's it called, another ending, what you want to do is just try to kill her. When you try to kill her, she'll show her true form and end up killing you. That's pretty much it. The cat turns into a girl named Ashley, and she talks about all these witchcraft things and all that. Axel and Ashley ends up developing a strong relationship. So if you want to get your third ending, it's where you get a choice when after she explains everything, it says, will you doubt her or will you believe what she's saying? If you want to get your third ending, you just press you want to believe her. And what you pretty much get in the ending when you believe her is that she just guides you to the way out of the forest. And after that, you talk, you have a more deeper bonding relationship, and then she pretty much kisses you on the cheek and then sends you away and erases your memory, and you walk your way out of the forest and you find your mates, and your mates end up going, hey man, where were you? And you don't remember a single thing you being in there. Your memory got erased by her, and you even made a promise to her that you won't let anyone come here. But he ended up saying, oh, let's just post on the net that no one should come here else they get lost. And that's your third ending. So 3 endings out of 8, so 5 more to go. Your fourth ending is when you doubt her. You run to that. When you doubt her, you get to more choices. You go to that cabin you first visited, but this time you don't freaking die. You go to that cabin, you meet the girl, and that girl's name is Lillian. And you have a choice. She's like, oh, you finally come my night. It's the voice he kept hearing in the beginning. And he's like, you finally come my night. Please kiss me, or something like that, and you will save my life. And then you had a choice where if you would kiss her or not. So if if you want to one way to if you get your fourth ending, you don't kiss her. I mean, no, if you want to get your fourth ending, you kiss her. And then what pretty much happens is that she ends up forcing you, like she pretty much charges at you and kisses you, and you feel weak. Like this is how it goes. Like on October 31st in this game, witches, every time when a witch kisses any human, they will gain more power. That is the only time they can gain power from humans, and then they can become actual witches instead of being transparent. That's how it goes. Like, so then she got powers, and then she ends up getting powers back by kissing Axel. And then Ashley comes and say, hey, like, you're still alive. And then she's pissed off because, like, you pretty much fucked up the world by kissing her, you know what I mean, giving her powers back, because she's the evil one here. So Ashley is like, hey, I can't do anything anymore. The only way to beat her is to kiss you right here, right now. So Ashley ends up kissing Axel, and Axel just ends up dying because his life force is sucked out. That's it, no more. Because it's like having two witches kiss him at the same time. He's gone because, like, pretty much those two witches stole his life force. That's your fourth ending. Your fifth ending, what you want to do is you don't kiss Lil, I forgot her name, the blonde hair girl, Lilana or something like that. Lillian, yeah. You don't kiss her, but then she still end up kissing you. But then it's not a strong kiss, so it didn't suck much of his life force. And then pretty much you get weakened still, but not that weakened. Ashley comes, she saves your ass, she gets the fuck out and goes to some area and says, hey, we need to find a way to defeat her, and the only way to defeat her is you have to kiss me. Ashley pretty much says that, and I'll get power. And they're just waiting for Axel's life energy to regenerate so she can kiss. Then you had a choice. Now this is where you get your, is it fifth or sixth? I'm not sure, I forgot. Your fifth ending. Yeah, your fifth ending. You choose not to kiss her, and when you choose not to kiss her, you fucked up. Pretty much, you just go back to fucking Lillian, and then Lillian makes you into a slave. She makes you into a slave, makes you have powers like her, but you're her slave. You listen to everything, and then you end up capturing Ashley. Ashley is like just watching all the horror happen, and then after that, pretty much, Ashley is locked up, witnessing everything, and you and Lillian, and you're a slave of her now. So yeah, you and Lillian end up destroying the whole world. Not the whole world, destroying the whole place. The place where Axel lives at. Axel even killed his parents with his own hands as well, and when they begged him not to. And yeah, that's your fifth ending. That's it. You just live happily ever after with Lillian. She even said, she's like, oh, you'll be with me forever and ever and ever. And you even said that yourself. And then so that's it. That's your fifth ending. So if you want to get your sixth ending, you want to kiss Ashley. Ashley will be like, alright, we're getting ready. They're having like a bonding relationship. They used to kiss, and then Ashley gets powers. Alright, sorry guys, this is actually the seventh ending. I don't know, I kind of marked it by wrong order numbers, but one of the endings I probably in the beginning I probably said any ending. I didn't say like a specific number ending, I just said any ending. That's probably one of the missed endings I forgot to say. I just added a random footage clip in there. But well, after you kiss Ashley, you pretty much meet with Lillian. Yeah, you're like, oh, let's go beat her now. You feel all happy, and like you have Axel and Ashley have a more deep relationship now at this point, and pretty much they fight it out, they duke it out to the end, and they both end up being like almost killed. But then they both go like, you know what, let's just stop this madness, let's just be friends again, you know what I mean? Let's just go back, let's just let this world go back to normal and everything. And then after that, they both disappear. They say farewell. They say thank you to Axel and everything for straightening them up or some shit like that. And then Axel goes like, no, wait, please, I just want to see you one more time. And they just disappear into thin air like that. Like, because they duke it out and they lost all their powers, that's why. And they just turned to like particles. And then he returns back to himself. He walks out of the forest and his mates find him again. That's the 7th ending. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm showing the 8th ending right now. The last ending, the true ending. This is the true ending. The one I told you right now is probably like the fake true ending. You know what I mean? It's happy ending. But yeah, enjoy. What's up, guys? I've just found the true ending. What you want to do is get all the endings. After all the endings, you shall get you shall go to the second choosing choice, where you can either, I think you can either confront the cat or run away. You choose run away, and then you will get another option that says go this path or don't go to the path. What you want to do is choose go to the path, and then it will lead to you going to a cabin, meeting Lillian. You find a toy that is reminiscing in her heart, like she loves the toy, because her father gave it to her, but the father is gone now, you know what I mean? So she shows more love for Axel. Instead of taking Axel's power, she takes a bit just to remain not transparent. Apparently she says she's transparent, but then she's not anymore. Then she gave some powers to Axel, and we are fighting Ashley, and at this point we don't know who Ashley is, so they don't know who Ashley is, so yeah. Toy calls me. Something in it is calling me. Without even thinking, I pick it up from the ground. Is that all of that time I'm transported to another place? No, that's an error. I'm still in the same cabin as before. However, that has changed its define. The cabin now looks clean and full of life, almost as if it were new. What the heck happened? I find myself extending both hands, palms up, awaiting to receive something. My eyes look up, beholding the loving smile of an older man. A beard, but almost no hair. Without hesitation, he puts something in my hands. It's cold and hard. It has a familiar shape. It is the toy knight. Having it in my hands fills me with great joy. It was something that I had desired so much but never hoped to have. It was too expensive, too unnecessary, but I still dreamed to see a knight in shining armor. Since longer it had been one of my whims. To see this futile dream fulfilled fills me with an unexplained happiness. Someone heard it. This unnecessary dream that even the owner had purposely abandoned. What? There was someone who picked it up and gave it life. What would I call something like that but love? Being able to hold it in my hands meant more to me than any other gift. Even if they had offered me a bag of gold in its place, it would not be the same. Without hesitation, the first thing I did was engrave my name on it, Lillian. This belongs to me. This is mine and mine alone. Okay, I don't know why he just went to that. The next second, I'm in the forest. My legs hurt and I'm out of breath. I'm terribly tired. I just want to rest a little, but suddenly my father takes my hand. He's angry. Oh, I think this is Lillian's past, or rather desperate. He forces me to continue running. This is the true end, apparently. Our escape was cut short, however. Soon the toy would fall to the ground, stained with blood. It was a surprise attack. Only I would survive. Miraculously survived those wounds that should have been fatal. It was a meaningless miracle. Next day it wouldn't be more than ash. Okay, so pretty much she had a terrible past. When I returned to the real world, I feel there is something on my face. With a frozen expression, I touch it only to discover that they were tears. I look at my hand for a few seconds, completely lost in that image. I hear nothing. I see nothing else. I just think. There's something twisted in all of this. The Lillian here is the same Lillian I saw, but not completely. Definitely something's missing from her. She's just a piece. Suddenly, I shake my head. There's nothing I need to see. Ashley and Lillian continue fighting, using all kinds of extraordinary powers. Ashley shoots lightning bolts to Lillian, but she reflects them with an almost invincible shield. This is true, and just to let you know. Lillian smiles just at the same time she covers her body with a thick darkness which later takes the form of a huge snake. The serpent of darkness attacks Ashley, but she manages to dodge it thanks to her great reflexes. Why are you doing this? Ashley asks angry. At the same time she fires a red lightning bolt. But it did not seem to be made of electricity, but of a different energy. The lightning hits the snake, dispersing some of the thick darkness. A long time has passed. The people who hurt are already gone. There isn't even a memory of the crime. Oh, it's her speaking. The only thing here is the village of innocent people, Ashley said just before Lillian attacked her again. This time she is not fast enough. The serpent tears her aside, causing a serious wound. However, in front of my eyes, I see it reduced to nothing in just a moment. Is it that you have forgotten? The feeling of tears falling down your cheeks? And blood escaping from your body until you lose all of your heat? Lillian responded without hesitation. Her answer turned me into stone. No matter how much time I want to forget, no matter how much time passes, for me to remain as vivid as when it happened. I cannot live otherwise if it not like this. Every day it eats me from the inside. Apparently Lillian had discarded the good girl act, or had forgotten about me. Not wasting time, Ashley attacks, firing a red lightning bolt, even bigger than the previous. She was giving everything in that fight. Lillian responds, throwing all the darkness that covers her to Ashley, revealing her human body. Darkness that light collide, causing an explosion. Wow. For a moment everything was covered by white light, accompanied by a defeating noise. I think both of them lost. When my vision returns, I see that both Ashley and Lillian are seriously injured. They gasp for air while staring into the eyes of each other. I have no doubts. Ashley was telling the truth. It was not the cat who killed those men, but Lillian because of her desire for revenge. Or rather her inability to forget the pain of what they did to her. Lillian is an aggressor, but she is also a victim. She is also suffering. I press the toy in my hands with all my strength in anxiety. I don't know what to do, but I know I don't want to stay here idly. I must intervene. It was then that unexpectedly, in front of my eyes, something happened that leaves me speechless. This is enough. I won't let you disturb me anymore. This will be the night I will defeat you. Lillian said that the same. She gathers an incredible magic. Dozens of snakes of darkness revolve around her, floating in the air. She was preparing to cast an enormous spell. Try if you can, princess. I won't let you hurt anybody again, replied Ashley, doing the same thing, only that in her case the energy takes the form of a red and white light. An immense power surrounds each revealing the nature of their interior. It was easy to know what they were planning. The intensity of this energy covering them at the time leaves me speechless. It is something I'd never seen before, immeasurable, indescribable, and above all that, fascinating. Wait! I shout desperately, trying to stop them, but they can't hear me. In the world there, only the two of them exist. Before I knew it, my legs began to move with extraordinary speed, thanks to the spell of Lillian. What? The two activate their spells at the same time and yell with all their might and heart. I cannot yell, man. I can't yell as girl. I can't do it. I just sound retarded there. A stream of red light advances unstoppable against another of darkness moving in the opposite direction, as if there were two trains about to collide. Stop! I yell from the bottom of my soul, possessed by a desire to stop them before they hurt themselves anymore. I don't know why, but something inside me pushes me to do so. The feeling I had was like seeing two great friends fighting to death. In any case, I don't have time to question what I do. It was already done. Before I knew it, I was already between the two. I opened my eyes wide with disbelief when I realized it. My eyes reflect the intense light that becomes brighter by the instant, until it hits me, making a monstrous war. An explosion like nothing else I had ever seen before, with me in the center of it. At that moment, everything turned white. Okay. All sounds, all images, all the smells and sensations are all gone. I was left alone, abandoned in an empty white. How can I describe what it feels like? What it feels like to leave this world? It was as if I had been pushed into the sea, and I sank quickly, leaving behind the world from where I came. Even if I stretch my hand, I cannot reach it. I just continue to sink until the image of the surface disappears. The only difference is that here there is no darkness, instead it is white, an internal white. I cannot speak. Moving is impossible, considering that I even have a body. The only thing I can do is sink, deeper with every passing second. While I do it, I can't help but feel sad, or rather nostalgic. I just entered this place and already feel as if I had spent years here. So suddenly the white becomes something different. The internal white changes to green. It turns into a forest. There is a cabin in the forest. In the cabin there are 3 people. My mom, my dad, and I. No, that is a mistake. I am not me. I is Lillian. Lillian and Ashley. The real one, and not those 2 who were fighting before. Now I understand it. Now I understand. I am not dead. Their power did not exterminate me, but showed me a window to their inside. Lillian and Ashley are 2 names that both belong to the same person. But because their parents could not decide, they gave her a middle name. Now I understand it. Wow, that explains a lot then. I don't know why they're fighting. You idiot! Do not die! Suddenly I hear the voice of Ashley calling me. There is concern mixed with the anger in her voice. Hearing it fills me with delight. My knight, resist! Then I hear the voice of Lillian. I can hear her just as concerned as Ashley. Despite being evil, she felt something for me. I guess it's impossible to have 100% evil spirit. I'm alive? I murmured with difficulty. I felt 10 times worse than waking up on a Monday at 6 a.m. in the morning to go to school, and that is saying a lot. Slowly I regain my senses and start to perceive the world again. Shapes and sounds become clearer. As soon as I say that, both girls sigh with relief. Wow. How can you be so stupid? Ashley roared furiously. Although I don't blame her in the least. On the contrary, I believe she is right. Don't do something so dangerous. If possible, I would prefer not to kill you. After saying that, she closes eyes, and crosses arms, making an arrogant gesture. My knight, then whispered Lillian, looking at me with puppy eyes. I am lucky. My sacrifice was able to stop them, at least for now. Here, I think this belongs to you. I said at the same time I placed the toy in the hands of Lillian. She looks at me more than surprised. She simply couldn't believe it. I had no words. I don't know how to say it, but I feel this toy is what saved my life. It was no coincidence that I found it. It must have been waiting for someone who could finally break the curse without killing her. That toy you have there is... Ashley murmured as surprised as Lillian. Her cheeks were slightly red, making her look adorable. It seemed that even she can be cute when she wants to. That also belongs to you, am I right? I said shortly before standing. I already feel a little better, still tired but not as bad as before. Without thinking, I cleaned the dirt on my clothes with my hands. Suddenly, everything had become too quiet. Confused, I look at Ashley's face and then Lillian's. They are cold, and more still than a statue. How could you know? I can't say that, man. The 2 cried in unison, destroying the short calm that was surrounding us. It was almost as loud as the explosion of before. I almost fall to the ground from their oppression. Then they stared at me, narrowing their eyes as if trying to see inside me. There was something slightly funny about seeing them acting like this. I inhaled to fill my lungs with air and my heart with courage. That toy told me. I don't know how it could happen, but I'm sure it was. Since I found it, I felt a mysterious force guiding me, and during the match it showed me scenes from your past. After saying that, I look at the faces. Both had the same thoughtful expression. They apparently had some difficulty believing it, but at the same time they couldn't discard the possibility so easily. Could it be that in all these years it was collecting magical energy? Ashley asked herself, with her sight down and one hand under her chin, while thinking deeply. That is the only explanation. It was filled with magical energy and relived its memories, responded Lillian, thinking just as deep on the subject. After that, they both nodded at the same time. It was funny and adorable. However, I quickly erased a smile from my face. It wasn't going to stay like this. Whoops, my bad. This is nothing more than a small truce. Next year would be the same. I have to put an end to this curse. You two are the same person, am I right? So why do you have to fight? I asked, knowing that they would not take it well, but I couldn't avoid doing so. Instantly, both crossed their arms, making an angry face. It's her fault. This princess can't forget what happened and wants to take revenge on the people. Even though hundreds of years has passed. Ashley angrily responded. She had a good point, but now I've seen the past of the two, I think I can understand why that is. Don't lie, it's the fault of that cat. She always wants to act like a saint, but she doesn't even understand how horrible I feel inside. Every day, every night, I can't simply stay here doing nothing, Lillian added. Fortunately, she didn't have any intentions to fight, for now. At that time, I was going to be burned alive at the stake while a white cat was watching nearby. Using the last of my power, I managed to transfer my soul to her. I thought that would be the end. But soon the desire for revenge grew in me, so much that it took a life on its own. My soul is fragmented. Ashley explained with complete seriousness. Lillian does not protest. That was the pure truth. I take a deep breath in preparation for what I had to do. Idiots. I unexpectedly said, seeing the angry face from the two as a response. The one who's saying idiot is the idiot. Ashley instantly replied. However, soon her anger disappears. She blushes, embarrassed when I set my sight on her red eyes. I wait a couple of seconds before speaking. You are misinterpreting what you feel. You loved your family, isn't that right? It's because you love them that it hurts to have lost them. I'm not saying that it's okay to seek revenge. That is cruel. But do not bury and ignore your pain. Don't call it evil. It's only human. It seems that my words had some effect. Ashley, after a few seconds, lowers her sight, looking troubled. After saying that, I turn to look at Lillian. She blinks. Her blue eyes are anxious, as if they were impatient to know what they had to say to her. It's the same for you. You're not a demon. There's part of you that could be a good girl, Lillian. There's some good in you. I don't think that everything you told me was a lie, or that the joy in which I saw you hugging that toy was all an act. I paused while I remembered those moments. I know it hurts, but the one who suffers the most from revenge is yourself, I added. There is no more to say. Lillian, like Ashley, lowers her head, questioning herself, looking sad and pensive. Pensive or pensive? I can't help but think that having the toy in her hands helps to soothe her pain. Yes, you're right. The truth is that I hate them. I hate those damn idiots for what they did to me. It hurt a lot. We were innocent. Ashley cried furious, revealing her hidden feelings. Yes, but at the same time, I don't want to hurt anybody. No matter how many I kill, I'll never be able to turn back time or revive the dead. Lillian confessed with sadness in her voice. After saying that, they look at each other's eyes for a couple of seconds before giving the other a gentle smile. It was like seeing a couple of sisters forgiving themselves after years of enmity. I was pleased, grateful. I could not ask for a better end. I just stared at them while they were looking into their eyes, feeling a great satisfaction. I met them just this evening, but somehow I bonded with them. Ashley extends her hand to Lillian with perfect elegance in the gesture, as if inviting her to have a dance. Lillian nods and then accepts her hand. Wow! It was then I had suddenly see how they slowly begin to disappear. Both are dispersed in the form of particles of light, as if small fireflies were escaping from their bodies with a beautiful but depressing green color. Suddenly the two turn to gaze at me, giving me their last smile. It was a pleasure to meet you. No, I guess I can't call you stupid or idiot anymore. It is a pity, but it was a pleasure to meet you, human. Ashley said with the same arrogance as always, but this time she seemed to have more respect. I am more than proud to hear it. Maybe if you hadn't attacked me in the beginning, we could have talked some more. Yes, it is a bad habit I have. She smiles a little ashamed, knowing that my words are the truth. Thanks for helping us find the peace that we needed. Goodbye, noble knight. I confess I enjoyed kissing you. You were right when you said that not everything was a lie. I enjoyed the time we spent together, even if short. I'm glad I didn't kill you, Lillian said, looking at me with a tenderness that breaks my heart, despite of what she says. Is there no way you could stay? I asked, being stubborn, but I didn't want things to end like this. We could start again, a new life, and become good friends. I would like to, but my existence, the purpose of my life has already been fulfilled. Thank you for freeing me of these painful feelings I was carrying. Thank you for showing me that not everyone is evil, and there are still good people like you. Thank you for trusting me despite my corrupted soul. Then this is goodbye. Yes. It was fun to meet you, said the two unexpectedly in unison. It was similar to the last ending. Those were their last words before disappearing while holding hands. Without thinking, I ran towards them. Even if I couldn't do anything, I wanted to touch them one last time. But the only thing my hands were able to reach are the particles of light that slip out between my fingers as if it was water. Then I see the light rise higher and higher until it disappears in the night sky. I did it. I'm a hero. I'm the one who finally broke the curse. Now no one else will be trapped by it. It ended too soon. I would like to see you again someday, I murmured to the night sky, watching it with longing for a couple of minutes as if waiting for something to occur. But naturally there is no response. Now the only thing that stays with me is an unfulfilled desire. My desire to have a second chance with them. At least I know that at the end of their lives they could find some happiness. Okay. Does he now can only get out of the forest. I know that no one will believe my story if I tell it, but at least I had achieved what was our main goal, an unforgettable night. Wow. So does he get out? Or does it end here? It ends. Wow guys, sorry, I don't know, this series, yeah, it was series kind of being mixed up a bit. Like, I thought it was gonna be like 3 endings at first, but then I got like mind effed, so there was like 8 endings in total. And I tried to just show some, don't want to show that much. Just show the important ones, like the true end and the second true end, like the fake true end, and then this true end, which is the real true end. I just wanted to show both of them since it's true end. But hey, I really loved the character development. This was a very enjoyable visual novel. It's free to play. It took me 3 hours to finish. So yeah, if I wasn't like reading like this, I would have finished it in like 2 hours, cause just skimming it, you know what I mean. So I don't know why I didn't get achievements, but screw it. At least I can put on this on a record that I actually finished it. That was enjoyable. Just wait, let me check. Oh, what? Wait, what happened here? Oh, why? Oh my god, I scrolled and then went to credits again. Well, there's already a guide. I just need one help from the guide, which is the 8th ending, the true end. And what you want to do for it is unlock all the endings first. That's it, you know. And then you go back to choice number 2, which is the second choice in the entire game. The second you get, like, where the cat is angry, you either run away or approach it, confront it, and you would say run away, and then yeah, you'll end up to true end after you get all the endings. That's what I think it is. That's why. And wow, this wasn't really a horror type. In the beginning it was horror, but like soon at the end it just didn't went horror. It just went full romance and just, you know, mystery in that. Alright, what happens here? Axel. Suddenly I feel someone shaking my shoulder impatiently when he calls my name. Immediately I open my eyes, discovering that it is Stephen. What are you doing sleeping? The class is about to start, he said, looking at me as if I was doing something weird. I don't answer him. I look at my surroundings, making sure where I was. Yes, it's true. I'm at school, waiting for another boring day of class to start. My biggest struggle for this day was not trying to fall asleep. Sorry, it's just that last night I couldn't sleep well. I had a strange dream. A strange dream? Murmured Alfred, showing some interest. Yes, that's what it was. Just a strange dream. I was about to explain it, but Stephen interrupted me. It's not important. We're awake now. What is important, however, is what will happen today. And what is that you consider so important? Well, according to my investigation, there's going to be a new female transfer student today. As usual, he's more interested in girls than in my fantastic dreams. Now that I think about it, I don't remember hearing before that a student would be transferred. Oh, it might be Lillian? It might be Ashley? Oh my god. They're all talking about the same thing. Well, I guess I wasn't just paying attention. They said this girl is gorgeous. No, even the word gorgeous is not enough to describe her. Stephen added, it was easy to tell he was more than eager to meet her. You need to learn how to be more subtle. Attention, the teacher is coming, Alfred said, warning that it was time to return to our seats. Shortly after we see the teacher enter, a man of about 40 years old, bold, with glasses and carrying a couple of thick books. After a cordial greeting, the teacher prepares to introduce the new student. Well, everyone knows, today a new student will join our class. Remember, be nice to her. I don't know how a 40-year-old man sounds like. After saying that, we see the door opening. I feel that everyone in the room is impatient to see. The atmosphere of the place is loaded with cravings. However, when I last see her face, I get the biggest surprise of my life. Oh my god. Greetings. My name is Lillian Ashley Grenadian. Grenadian? It's pronounced Guindian. Okay. She said, ending with a friendly smile. She is unquestionably a girl for great beauty. I must be the only one who is surprised by something else. Lillian! Ashley! I shout without thinking. I just don't believe it. Everyone then gives me a strange look at that moment, as if I had something on my face. But I don't care. The surprise was too big to hide it. Oh my god. Hello, Axel. We have to see each other again. She said, giving me a sweet smile. At the same time, she waves her hand, blushing slightly embarrassed. I cannot answer. I simply have no voice. Her mind is blank. She is Lillian and Ashley, the real girl. She is not Lillian. She is not Ashley. She is both. Lillian and Ashley. She looked just like that in the memories I have had of her. That's her real appearance before her soul was fragmented. I thought I would never see her again. It was then, without thinking, I checked the date on my phone. What I find caused me to lose my breath. October 31st. Oh, it's Halloween. It's simply not possible. Time moved back. I had the feeling that it was something more than a dream. For a second I doubt, but now I'm sure. That night was real, as it is this day. This year I will be blessed with living Halloween twice. Lillian then blushed, knowing that she was the center of the attention of everyone there. Well, I'm very shy to talk about me, but there is one thing I would like to say before sitting in my class to begin the class. My seat to begin the class. Something in honor of this special day. The word then became silent, waiting for what this beautiful girl had to say. Lillian takes a moment to gather courage before looking at us all, by tilting her head gently, giving us her best smile, a radiant smile full of happiness. Trick and treat! Oh my god, that was a beautiful ending. True end? That is. Alright. Ladies and gents, that's it. That's it. I didn't really expect that. Okay, if I go to... Okay, extra endings. Yep, that's it. I got all the endings. That's it. What's up, guys? I hope you enjoyed this full playthrough. Sorry, this is like a really messed up playthrough. Like half of the video it showed no video clips. It just showed like 10 minutes of full explaining. I just really wanted to get it to you guys how it works out and the ending, how you get the endings and everything. Because mostly you're getting all the endings for the true ending. That's why. And this was the true ending. Overall, this game took nearly 3 hours for me. But hey, I tried to reduce it to 1 hour, but I'm sorry, this is a full playthrough. This just to let you know, it's not. I was gonna do part by part, but then there'll be no point because it's better to have one full playthrough. And you guys can just watch every 20 minutes, every time you have spare time or something like that. I appreciate for you for staying by if you stayed by this long, and hope you enjoyed today's video. And see you next time. And peace out, yo.